Well, I could try to be a little bit more excited, I suppose. But we haven't even gotten into our first game, man. Okay, now we're into our first game. A little load time. Okay. So we're gonna start with our green skin player. Pippington. Seems like a pretty nice guy. He has 1, 2, 3, 4 orc biggins. Then 1, 2, 3, 4 savage orc biggins. And a giant, a night goblin shaman. 1, 2, 3 orc error boys. A rank 2 goblin archer, and the regiment of renown night goblin archers. With Azag the Slaughterer on a wyvern. Pretty powerful army there. Ranged units. For our vampire side, we have 2 skeleton spearmen, 2 crypt ghouls, 2 graveguard, a cairn wraith, banshee, Vlad von Karstein, 2 fellbats, 2 vargheists, no, 3 fellbats, 2 vargheists, and 1 terror guy. Will the archers be enough to defend Azag? You know, I'm not sure. Yeah, there's quite a lot of air power for this vampire army. That could very well be a lot of trouble for our Azag the Slaughterer on Pippington's side. The vampire getting right up to business. He's not interested at all in waiting. Azag pulling back immediately. Understands the danger that he's in. And the flyers are going to pull back for now. Some spirit leeches being cast on the Terrorgeist. Wants to get those big air units out of the way as fast as possible. Three fellbats were deployed all the way over here. Skeleton spearmen look like they're going towards the giant. Oh wow. I'm just remarking at when my microphone actually starts picking up the lawnmower quite later than I thought it would be. The giant fighting the Terrorgeist and a banshee. Did I say there was a banshee? I feel like I might not have, but I'm not sure. The lines kind of clashing here, and the vampires seem to be winning out for now, but the orc does have a lot more infantry. Fellbats kind of crowding around our giant. This is a Fate of Yuna being cast on some cairn wraiths, and that's going to absolutely decimate that unit. And Azag looks like he's trying to get away from the fight a little bit. Terror is pretty good against orcs, that is absolutely true. And the archers seem to be doing a pretty good job, but they are getting dived on by the vargheists and the fellbats now. Although the vargheists are almost all dead. So, or at least in this unit they are. And it looks like Azag is going to come help with that. And, I mean, Terror is good against orcs, but it does look like he's winning out in this fight so far. The fellbats both being forced away. The giant has been fighting this Terrorgeist for a long time, and all the Terrorgeist looks like it'll be able to deal with the giant with the help of Vlad. The giant is doing quite a lot of damage in the meantime. The Banshee is just kind of fighting these big guns over here all by itself. Azag is just kind of hanging out in the air. goblin archers fighting fellbats. They're actually going to be able to win. Strange as it sounds to say the goblin archers are winning in a melee. Fellbats are one of the few units where that seems quite possible. The giant takes a nice swing at Vlad. Our Night Goblin Shaman also helping these Terror Boys fight the Fellbats. So there's not really much left to this vampire army. And our vampire player has withdrawn from the map. And here we are at MP Crossroads. Possibly the most straightforward map to ever exist in a competitive multiplayer game. Like, honestly, look at this map. They just have a big empty field. Kind of ridiculous. Okay, starting with our Bretonnia player, Pippington, we have 6 Battle Pilgrims, 2 Knights of the Realm and 2 Grail Knights, 2 Peasant Bowmen with fire arrows, and 2 Peasant Bowmen with ordinary arrows, the Fey Enchantress, and a Paladin. Then on our Wood Elves side, we have 3 Glade Riders with Hagbane tips, 1 Sisters of the Thorn, 5 Eternal Guard with shields, 1 War Dancer, 1 Dryad, 2 Glade Guard with Hagbane tips, a Spellsinger with the Lore of Shadows, and Orion. So the Wood Elf army definitely looks like it wants to be kiting a little bit. The whole army isn't designed to kite, but a decent portion of the money was spent on it in the Glade Riders and Sisters of the Thorn, and the Spellsinger with the Lore of Shadows as well.
Moving apace! Immediately! The lions will!
Alright, and we're gonna be walking at each other for a little while. We are walking. Slow pace.
Stick and guard! As you say!
So do these each have... Each hero has... Thought maybe the Paladin would have both Grail Knight and Enchantress would have both Knights. So.
With haste.
Get him!
Alright, so our Peasant Bowmen to start shooting at these Blade Riders, and the Blade Guard starting to shoot at the Battle Pilgrims. Peasant Bowmen like that, so guard. And these Grail Knights running after the Blade Riders. But with the poison in consideration, they shouldn't be able to catch them. They're just getting a bunch of free kills on Grail Guardians, and over here the main battle line kind of smashing into each other. These Peasant Bowmen should be able to outdo the Glade Guard. There's not enough Glade Guard to kill them. battle pilgrims coming in side here. Blade Guard off to the side, doing a pretty good job of dealing with these Knights of the Realm and Grail Guardians. Or, wait, Grail Knights, right? Grail Knights are going to get a charge into the back of this unit of Eternal Guard. That's probably going to instantly break the... I would... Yeah. But in the middle, the Elf army is winning.
Righteous fury for the king!
Our Blade Riders are still harassing the cavalry. But another charge comes in here, and I missed a charge earlier, it looks like.
Swiftly.
So these units are all going to die. All of the peasant bowmen focusing down Orion. He needs to not be here, or to get some units onto the bowmen.
Come on, lads!
Bretonnia.
Charge!
And he's actually doing quite a lot of damage to this Orion. Blade Riders are still looking fine, but he loses his whole army, other than the Glade Riders. I doubt that the Glade Riders will... Bombardment being called on these bowmen. Blade Riders actually getting into melee on top of the peasant bowmen. And it doesn't look like Orion... No, Orion does have the Cloak of Isha, so he does have that damage. But there's no healing for the Elf.
God help us! Die, Faye! Bretonnians! Yes, attack!
Oh, and now that the Glade Riders are in melee, the Grail Knights and Knights of the Realm have decided that it's time that they can come after them. Orion is almost dead, he just needs to take a little bit more damage. And there's not really much left of our Wood Elf army. It looks like everything's shattering. Alright, and our Wood Elf player, StreumOn, has withdrawn.